Yes, good morning, dear students. In the previous class, chapter acid, bases, and salts, we have discussed about the indicators, that is natural indicator, artificial indicator, olfactory indicator, and pH or universal indicator. So in all these indicators, we have understood how to test the presence of acidic nature or basic nature to the given substances. We used natural indicators and artificial indicators and identified the presence of acids and bases by color change. We have used olfactory indicators to test acid and basic nature by the change in the smell. We have used the universal indicator to check the acids and bases strength. Either it is strong, weak acids or strong, weak bases. In today's class, we are going to learn about the reactivity of acids and bases with metals. The topic is reactivity of acids and bases. Reactivity of acids and bases with a metal. These acids and bases are going to react with a metal. Acids and bases are going to react with a metal. Okay, so first we have to write the general equation and understand what is happening when acid or base reacts with the metal. Okay, when acid reacts with the metal, it gives us salt and hydrogen gas. Acid when react with the metal, it gives the salt and hydrogen gas. Okay, salt and hydrogen gas. Next, when base reacts with metal, base reacts with metal, forms what? Salt and hydrogen gas. So when acid reacts with the metal or when base reacts with the metal, what are the products obtained? That is salt and hydrogen gas. That is salt and hydrogen gas. Now let us look at the example. Let us look at the example. Now acid, metal. Let us take zinc. Now when zinc reacting with HCl gives us salt, that is ZnCl. If you remember in the bridge course, we have discussed the metal reactivity series. We have discussed metal reactivity series that you need to remember now. Metal reactivity series. What is that? Potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, tin, lead, mercury, copper, silver, gold. Right? Hydrogen, mercury, copper, silver, gold, and platinum. The metals which are above hydrogen are highly reactive. Metals below hydrogen are less reactive. From top to bottom, reactivity decreases. The metals above hydrogen displaces hydrogen from acid. These were the topic that we have discussed in the bridge course. Metal reactivity series. So recall the metal reactivity series to understand this reaction. This zinc which is present above hydrogen in the metal reactivity series. So zinc is highly reactive than hydrogen, which displaces hydrogen from its acid to form what? Salt and hydrogen gas. So gas and upwards aroma. Upwards aroma. Okay, upwards aroma. So this is the reaction. This is the reaction. Now base. Now base. Let us take an image. Before we go to that, let us check, is the reaction balanced? Is the reaction balanced? Yes. So the given reaction here is a skeleton equation. So you need to balance it. Okay. Don't forget when the equation is provided, you need to check it's a balanced or a skeleton. If it is a skeleton, go for balance. So here you have two chlorines, two hydrogens. But here you have only one hydrogen, one chlorine. So I'm going to balance by writing one zinc, one zinc. Balance. Next, NaOH. Right here you have a base. Here you have the base and a metal. Right now it is going to form hydrogen gas. What is hydrogen gas? That is H2 upwards ion. Now salt, that is Na2ZnO2. This is sodium zincate. Sodium zincate. Sodium zincate. Sodium zincate. Now is the reaction balanced? Is the reaction balanced? No. One sodium, two sodiums. One oxygen, two oxygens. One hydrogen, two hydrogens. One zinc, one zinc. So I write two here. Two sodiums, two sodiums. Two oxygens, two oxygens. Two hydrogens, two hydrogens. Right? So this is the sodium zincate. So when acid reacts with the metal, or when base reacts with the metal, what are the products that we are going to get? That is salt and hydrogen gas. That is salt and hydrogen gas. So from here onwards, we are going to discuss the reactivity. We are going to discuss the reactivity where you have to remember the general equation first. The general equation. Right? You can replace the zinc with the magnesium. You can replace the zinc with the iron. But the ultimate products will be what? Salt and the hydrogen gas. So you have to remember the general equation. Okay? So please take the screenshot. We'll move to the next topic. Right. Now we have observed the general equation and an example of the reaction. Let us look at the activity and how the questions are going to be from this activity. Yes. Now here you have an activity that is, so you are taking a stand, and to this you are arranging a test tube, arranging a test tube, arranging the test tube, and you are taking a bathtub, your water tub, which is filled with the soap water. It is filled with the soap water. Now you are closing it with a rubber cord, one hold rubber cord, one holder rubber cord. Okay, and there is a delivery tube which is directed to the soap water. It is directed to the soap water, and you can see the bubble formation. Bubbles formation. Now, right, this is a rough diagram. Okay, rough diagram. Now we have taken the test tube which is fixed to the stand, and you have placed a rubber cord. You have closed it, which is having a one hole, and in that hole you are in the delivery. This is the delivery tube, and you have taken the water tub which is having the soap water, Now, what you have already taken here, you have taken this acid is present in this. Okay, that is HCl, and you have added the zinc granules. Okay, zinc granules. Now, what is present in the test tube? Zinc granules and HCl. Zinc granules and HCl. So, when you are adding zinc granules to the HCl, what is going to happen? You can see the small bubble formation. Okay. Now, that is released in what ZnCl2 salt will remain here itself, will remain in the test tube, and the hydrogen gas which is evolved, which does not have any smell or any color. Okay, it does not have any smell or any color. So how to identify, how to know that the gas evolved is hydrogen gas? So that is passed through the delivery tube and it is placed in the soap water. Now you may get a doubt why it has to place in the soap water or why we cannot place in the normal water. The reason to place the delivery tube in the soap water is to identify the bubble formation. To identify the bubble formation, you might have observed, you might have played with the soap water, right? You have, when you blow air to it, you can see the formation of the bubbles. You can see the formation of the bubbles. Have you played it? Have you played with the soap water? You get it even in the stationaries, right? I just bought it yesterday. So when I blow air to it, you know, there is a lot of bubbles. There is a lot of bubbles. Can't we do it with the normal water? No, right? So you can, to observe the formation of the bubbles, you can we have to use this soap water. So here, to observe the formation of the bubbles, to observe the formation of the bubbles, we are using soap water. Okay. So here I am taking a burning matchstick. Here I am taking a burning matchstick. So when I bring closer, when I bring this burning matchstick closer to the evolution of bubbles, I hear what? I hear a pop sound. I hear a pop sound. This pop sound is the pop sound is due to the presence of what? Hydrogen gas. This hydrogen gas burns with the pop sound in the presence of the flame. In the presence of the flame, right? So here we have this is the stand, and this is the test tube, and this is the delivery tube. Right? This is a matchstick, and here you have a tub with the soap water. Right? So I repeat once again. We have taken a test tube which is filled with HCl and a zinc. We close the test tube with a rubber cord which is fixed with a delivery tube, and the other end of the delivery tube is placed in the soap water. So after some time, I notice the formation of the bubbles in the soap water. So when I bring a burning matchstick, I heard a pop sound. So that pop sound is due to the formation or the evolution of the hydrogen gas. Evolution of the hydrogen gas. So this is the activity to understand how a metal reacts with acid and what are the products it is going to form. Okay, so when metal reacts with acid or when metal reacts with a base, it is going to form salt and the hydrogen gas. So the evolution of the hydrogen gas is confirmed or known by doing the flame test. So when you bring a burning matchstick or a burning candle, the gas burns with the pop sound. So that is the indication for the evolution of the hydrogen gas. So this is the activity, the diagrammatic representation, and the general equation with the reaction examples. Okay, so this is all about the metal reacting with acid and bases. Okay, you can just please take a screenshot if required. Yes, dear students. So till now we have learned about how the acid and bases reacts with the metal. If they react, what is going to happen? Formation of salt and the hydrogen gas. So we have observed the evolution of the hydrogen gas with the diagrammatic representation. Now let us look at the important question that we get from this part. Okay, that we get from this reaction. So the question goes like this. Similarly, white metal reacts with hydrochloric acid, hydrochloric acid to form, form zinc chloride salt and evolves a gas which burns with oxon. Oxon. Identify the gas. Identify the gas and write suitable reaction. Suitable reaction. Okay. Suitable reaction. A silvery white metal reacts with hydrochloric acid to form a zinc chloride salt and evolves a gas which burns with the pop sound. Identify the gas and write the suitable reaction. A silvery white metal, that is zinc, reacts with an acid, that is what, hydrochloric acid. So zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid to form what? Zinc chloride salt. And evolves a gas. He did not say that it evolves hydrogen gas. He said evolves a gas that burns with popcorn. So you have to know which gas will evolve and which gas will burn with the popcorn. Okay, that is only hydrogen gas. So hydrogen gas. Don't forget to represent evolution of gas. Whenever you see evolution of gas, here we have written evolves a gas. So you have to represent it with the upwards arrow mark. This indicates evolution of gas. Evolution of the gas. And write the suitable reaction. So zinc reacts with HCl to form ZnCl2 and H2. So the reaction is not balanced. I'm going to write here. Okay, so remember you need to write the reaction. Name of the compound is provided here, hydrochloric acid. So you should know the acid formula, that is HCl, right? So we have also studied in the bridge course how to write the formula. How to write the formula of the compound. Zinc chloride, Zn plus 2, Cl minus 1. You crisscross, you get ZnCl. ZnCl. So this is how we have to write the answer. So under this you can write metal reacting with acid to give salt plus hydrogen gas. Salt plus hydrogen gas. Okay. So the things you have to remember here is what? Evolution of gas which burns with the popcorn. That is only hydrogen. If the question is about a gas is evolved, a gas X is evolved, a gas X is evolved, which does not have any smell or any color. But when you bring a matchstick, the flame gets put off. So you should know in presence of which gas the flame is getting put off. Understood? So that is going to be our next topic. We are going to learn the evolution of the gas which will put off the flame. What is the reaction where the evolution of the gas takes place which will put off the flame? Okay, so that we are going to study in the next class. So in today's class, we have studied about the reactivity of a metal, reactivity of the acid and base with the metal. Reactivity of acid and a base with the metal. And in tomorrow's class, we will study about the reactivity of acid with carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. Reactivity of acids with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. Reactivity of acids, not bases. Why? Okay, so is that clear to everybody? If you have any questions to ask right in today's topic, please put it in the chat box. Okay, thank you.